Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the April 8th eclipse in Aries. You start off with this building blocks card and then this Y card. I'll show you again in a minute, but I love that building blocks card. It's like a lady, and these blocks are falling around her like Tetris, and she is being lifted up by those blocks. So it really tells me that you are in this period of growth, or you are about to enter into a period of growth. And, I kind of feel like things are falling into place for you. You're finally getting the answers. And again, this fits in very well with the readings that you have been getting lately. It seems to be like a very lucky time for you. You are a Sagittarius. You are the sign of luck. But the interesting thing, Sagittarius, is I feel like you finally feel lucky. Like you finally, feel like a Sagittarius. You finally feel like things are more on your side, or whatever you want to call it. So I feel this is really nice. Yep. Definitely a good reading again. So I think things are going to be going very well for you here, Sag. It looks really, really great. You start off with I'll show you these first. Again, you have this Y card and this building blocks card. I feel like that building blocks card is saying that things are falling into place. The Y card, I feel, is saying that you still have a lot of questions, but you have this card in the past that says trust in the great mystery. So there might have been some mysteries or lack of clarities, or not being sure like why you're doing things or what's going on, or why certain things have to happen in your life, but it's like you're finally getting answers. You start off with the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. You also have this Birds of a Feather card coming up. I'll show you in a minute. That Birds of a Feather obviously says birds of a feather flock together. And it says if you could surround yourself with more like-minded people, that is going to be the thing that leads to the most success in your life, I'm sure. So anything you can do to work together with other people is going to be great with the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. Three of Pentacles is also a card, right here is a water triangle. This is a fire triangle. This water triangle on the Three of Pentacles, it kind of represents going above and beyond. It's just the icing on the cake, that little bit extra when you're working on a project or a business, or even yourself, or even a relationship. So anything you're doing, if you could just go a little bit above and beyond, I feel that would make all the difference in the world on what you're doing, and it will probably help you stand out. Three of Pentacles really says that we need to stand out, and again, I think this is true for everyone. We have Pluto going into Aquarius officially in November. It'll be there to stay for over 20 years, and what I would say is, I believe with Pluto and Aquarius, the only thing we can do is get as much attention as possible. So anything you can do to get attention is going to lead to whatever you want. Love, business, success, whatever. You have the Lovers here, and there definitely could be love coming in here. This is your crossing energy, and the crossing energy can be what helps you or hurts you in a Celtic cross. But I feel really good about this. I feel that there could be a new person who's attracted to you. You have the Empress at the end, so it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel a person is attracted to you. So far, air and earth stand out to me, so it could be an air sign or earth sign that's coming in for you. Doesn't really matter, whatever. It could be any sign. I also feel that you have a choice to make, and the reason I say this is traditionally the Lovers was a card of being at a crossroads, and on top of that, you also have the Chariot, which is about moving away from what's familiar. You have the Fool, which is about taking a leap of faith. You have the Six of Swords, which is also about moving away from what's familiar. The Six of Swords, that woman and the child in the boat, they're leaving everything behind them and they're completely starting from scratch. So some of you, I'm not saying that you're going to be starting from scratch, but I do feel you could be moving in new directions. Again, on the Chariot, he is leaving the city behind him behind. The reason he's leaving the city is because everything is the same. Everything, he grew up there. He lived there. There's maybe no room for growth, or there's no room for his new ideas. Everything is already established. So he wants to go establish himself somewhere else. And I feel that for you. This is coming up in the area of your thoughts, and it really says that maybe you are wanting to establish yourself in a different way. He has these stars in his canopy, these moons on his shoulders here, and this represents as above, so below. So I feel for a lot of you that you are in alignment with what you want, and because you're in alignment with what you want, you are getting it. So this looks like a good thing to me. I definitely feel you could be like charging away from something as well, or thinking about this. This doesn't really have to be like leaving something though. The Chariot is a victory. And so number one, if you are thinking about charging away from something like a job or business, or even where you live, maybe you're thinking about moving, it would be a victory. But you could also just be thinking about like upgrading or taking control. The Chariot is a card of hard control, like really taking control of the reins and making things happen in your life. You also have the strength card. The strength card is soft control. The strength card is, kind of like allowing things to happen. So, I really feel you're in control here. You have the Six of Swords. Again, Six of Swords moving on to calmer shores. Six of Swords, this woman and the child in the boat are completely moving on from the past, and they're moving in a new direction. So I feel for a lot of you that you are kind of moving in new directions here with the Six of Swords. Again, the woman and the child, they have nothing but the clothing on their back. So this is coming up in the area of your foundation, by the way. And so I feel you have a very solid foundation, and it's now like you are taking off. I get this energy of liftoff. You have that building blocks card. She is being lifted up. So I actually, I'm not so sure that you're not leaving a foundation behind. I feel like you have developed, it's almost like you have a launch pad and now you're launching the rocket that is you. And I feel like that's what's going on here. So we're going to get more into that in just a second. In your past, you have the Knight of Swords. This is coming up in the past, which is the energy that you are moving past. So maybe you feel like you rushed into things, or maybe you feel like you've never really thought things through like you should, or maybe you feel like you made certain mistakes in your life. And I kind of feel like you're correcting those mistakes with the Knight of Swords. I feel like you're correcting the things that you feel like you've done that can't be fixed, or, whatever the case may be. So I do get that feeling here with the Knight of Swords. You also have this porcupine spirit, which says time for a beginner mind. In this whale spirit, it says trust in the great mystery. I feel like you have reinvented yourself many times in your life, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you are the explorer. You are the Temperance card, which is a card of transmutation, which could be a card of you having reinvented yourself many times. Transmutation is like turning water into wine, or turning, it's like alchemy, turning a stone into gold, right? So I feel like you've had to go through these moments where, almost like these little reinventions in your life where it's like you've gone from one thing to another and you've had to start all over again, always kind of like ending up in this position of the beginner. But really, I feel like you are the explorer is what this is saying. And maybe not everything has been clear as to why you jump around, or you have you start new projects, or you do new things. But I feel like now everything is adding up. It's like almost like all the dots are starting to connect for you as to why you've had to have so many different experiences. You have the Fool in the area of your very near future, so definitely ready to take a leap of faith. I feel like you're taking a leap of faith in a new direction towards, a new beginning. And the Fool says you are ready. The Fool also says you've probably been on this road before. He has these tattered sleeves right here. And those tattered sleeves kind of just say that he's done this before. The whole point of the Fool is that if you follow the Fool's journey, he goes from the Fool to the world, and then he just starts all over again. This is what we do in life. And so you've been on this journey before. You've done what you're about to do, or you have done before. You also have this Body and Soul card and this Birds of a Feather card. I feel the more you surround yourself with people who are like-minded, the more you surround yourself with people who kind of lift you up and want you to be successful, the better your life is going to be, of course. I do feel that some of you, again, you could literally feel this. I feel this Body and Soul card is just saying that when you are in the right situations, you will literally feel like you are in the right situation, or you will feel like you have surrounded yourself with the right people. So, that looks pretty good to me. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a celebration, so I do feel that there could be a big celebration coming in for you. With the Three of Cups, you are basically celebrating a harvest. You have these pumpkins right here on the Three of Cups, so they are kind of celebrating the fact that they have had some sort of harvest in their life. The card itself can also represent your community. And again, this is coming up over the next few months. You have that Birds of a Feather card. It seems to me like you could be surrounding yourself with people who support you more, or, who want to guide you more in life, or who want to help you improve in a certain direction, right? And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here with the Three of Cups. You have the Three of Pentacles as well. And the Three of Pentacles, this is the Nine of Pentacles, and this is coming up in the area of your closest relationships. The Nine of Pentacles can be a card of being independent, but I kind of feel this is more harvest. Again, she has these grapes behind her here, and the grapes in the tarot, they kind of say that you have a skill that is difficult. The grapes in the tarot are meant to represent something that is difficult to grow. It's difficult for this person. It's difficult to grow grapes in real life, not even in tarot. So she has the skills to do what is necessary to do something that is hard. So again, I feel like a lot of you It's like you could be good at doing something that's kind of like hard to do. And this could be a skill, and it could be increasing your income, or it could be helping you make more money. This is coming up in the area of your closest relationships. So again, some of you could just be more independent at this time. You are Sagittarius, so it kind of makes sense. You could be more focused on your independence. Again, I always like to say that does not mean that you are alone. You can be independent and with a person. So, again, that definitely could be coming up here, but I do feel you're a little bit more focused on yourself at this time, which is fine. In the area of your future feelings, you have the Strength card. I do get a sense of finally feeling like you can relax. The Strength card is a card of having done a lot of work on yourself. The story of the Strength card is that she has to do this every single day. She is taming this lion. This lion's tail is between its legs here, and this is something that she has to do day in, day out. Every single day, she is taming that lion. The lion represents her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, and she has to work on it every single day. So I feel a lot of you have done a lot of, personal development work, or whatever you want to call it, and that is the thing that is going to be leading to the most success in your life with the Strength card. You have the Empress. The Empress, of course, is a lot of abundance coming in for you. So I feel like it could be a very abundant time for you. And this is your outcome, which is amazing. You could also be glowing at this time. So if you're looking for love, doesn't matter what gender you are either. You could just be getting a lot of attention and love. You could be putting yourself out there more. People could be noticing you more, stuff like that with the Empress. I also do feel that you are creating more abundance in your life. And so, that's really all I feel here. I thought there was more, but that's it. I think you are just becoming more abundant. Your outcome cards are the Seven of Wands and this Mindful card. It says group think on it. So again, you have that Birds of a Feather card, Three Cups, Three of Pentacles showing up here as well. And what I would say here is that I feel for a lot of you, this is actually going to be a positive thing. Like normally we think of groupthink, we think that's a bad word, but I feel for you, you are surrounding yourself with positive people that challenge you, that cause you to grow, and I think all that is going to be great. The Seven of Wands card of conviction. The Seven of Wands says when you know that you're going to be successful at something, you will be successful. But I also feel the Seven of Wands is good for this reading. We see a lot of community type energy here, or working together with other people. And the Seven of Wands says, putting up solid boundaries is just going to protect your abundance. So if you are putting up boundaries or setting boundaries, obviously this would be a good thing. With the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers, you have the King of Pentacles. Could be a Taurus coming in for you here if you're looking for love. So for those of you that want love, there could be an Earth sign or a Taurus coming in for you. I also do feel that, again, your finances clearly look amazing. So like whatever but again, if you're, like I like to remind people, tarot is not magic. So if you're not doing anything, then nothing's going to happen. But, if you have a specific talent, gift, skill, or ability, or if there's something you do in your life to become successful, I feel a lot of you, it's like you could be doing things that do make you successful, certain habits or, certain skills that you have. And the King of Pentacles says if you're expressing those skills, he also has grapes on his cloak, then you will increase your abundance. So make sure you're using your skills. With the Chariot, you have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Kind of makes sense with the Chariot because he's leaving behind where he has always been and he's moving in a new direction. So he's just feeling inspired by something. And same thing with the Ace of Wands. It's card of inspiration. I always say the Ace of Wands is really just that spark of life, that spark of hope. The Ace of Wands kind of represents the root going down into the soil from the seed, when it first sprouts. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be just feeling inspired to do something new. And I feel going this way, the Fool is saying definitely take a leap on something that you're feeling inspired to do. With the Six of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you definitely have the best reading out of everybody. You are the last reading that I'm doing for these eclipse readings, and yours is the best. Again, they've been pretty challenging except for yours. So definitely could be some good things coming in for you. The Ace of Swords could be the truth, but the Ace of Swords is also a victory. And so you have two cards of a victory, Chariot and the Ace of Swords. It's almost like what you are thinking about doing is going to be a victory, and you're on a solid foundation to launch. Like I said, you are like a rocket ship here. I feel like you have this, it's almost like you have this foundation where it's like liftoff, with that building blocks card. So I hope that makes sense. That was confusing, but, I feel like you're lifting off here. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Lovers. I kind of feel that this is just talking about things that you've learned in love connections. So I feel like it's almost like you see the times where you rush things or maybe you see the times where you tried to like force a connection to happen, or where you tried to make something happen faster than you wanted to. And now you're just, I feel basically an easier way to say this would be to say that you've learned your lessons in love. So for those of you that want love, could be some strong connections coming in for you. With the Fool, you have the Five of Swords. Take the risk. Five of Swords to me can be a card of conflict, or a separation, but really the Five of Swords to me says take a risk. He is a winner, this guy at the front, so it can be a card of winning. It really represents winning at all costs, which is not really a good thing. But at the same time, I feel that with the Fool, it's saying that there's some sort of risk that you're thinking about taking. It could be to like start a business, or to go on a date, or to meet a new person. And I feel this is saying it's worth the risk. With the Three of Cups, are you kidding? You have the Ten of Pentacles. Really good. Really good reading. I'm telling you right now, this is good things coming in for you. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, or, on the 8th, the day of the eclipse, but you are clearly building something that is going to be supporting you for a long time, which is exactly what you should be doing. I beg people to do this right now. I mean, literally, the astrology is all about kind of building something that, building something that is going to be secure for the long haul, whatever that is. Could be a business, could be yourself, your body, building your health. It could be anything. And the Ten of Pentacles is about building and leaving a legacy. It's a card of inheritance, but it's like you building an inheritance. So anything you can do to build or leave a legacy is going to lead to a lot of success with this Ten of Pentacles. I really see a lot of growth coming in for you as well. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. If you want love, you could definitely be attracting a divine counterpart, Emperor, Empress, right here. It doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. Like I said, just could be an Emperor type person that's coming in for you. Or an Empress, like I said, take it how it resonates. I feel like this person, again, if you're independent, I feel like this person would be equally as independent. I do feel, I always say that I think two independent people are probably the best relationship. It's like two people who want each other but don't need each other and are perfectly fine on their own, or are perfectly healed on their own. That's probably the best type of relationship you could get into. So that looks good. With the Strength card, you have the Judgment card. Yeah, a lot of clarity, coming in for you. Again, this is showing up in the area of your future feelings. And the Judgment card is kind of like a wake-up call, or waking up to something. And I do feel like you could be kind of like waking up to new opportunities or a new life. These people, they're in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. And so you could really be, stepping into a new life, or stepping into, some sort of new opportunity with the Judgment card. With the Empress, you have the world, amazing. I feel like you're feeling on top of the world. That building blocks card says you're lifting off. Everything is kind of saying that you are coming out on top here, Sagittarius. Like the whole entire reading is kind of saying that. The world is a big accomplishment. And again, in the major arcana, we go from the Fool to the World. Then we start all over again. But it's almost like you're completing a long journey, and you're being lifted off, or the universe is saying lift off. The universe is encouraging you to, light your rockets and blast off into outer space or whatever. You have this Empathy card. Again, if you are attracting a person, I feel you could be attracting a person. Maybe this might be something that you notice about them. I don't feel like they're overly emotional or anything, but I do feel they have a lot of empathy, like a lot of caring, and they're just like a caring person that you could be attracting into your life. And, obviously that's a good thing. I get Gemini heavy here. It could be a Gemini. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or a Leo with the World card. It could be any sign, but like Earth and Air stand out to me. Also, it could be an Aries as well. You have this Inheritance card. Are you kidding? We talked about the inheritance with the Ten of Pentacles. So some of you could be getting an inheritance, I suppose, if you're owed money. But if you're not owed money, I feel that some of you, this could just be you building an inheritance, or you building and leaving a legacy, which, definitely seems to be happening here with the Inheritance card. You have this Protection card. Again, I feel like you are protected from risk at this time. So like I said, with that Five of Swords and that Fool card, if there's any risks that you want to take, now is the time. Again, what I will say is that, just looking at the astrology, there is no such thing as a safe risk. But I will also say that life isn't safe in general. Unless you wrap yourself in something that is indestructible, you are never going to be safe. Life is a risk. But What I would say is the quote unquote safe risks at this time to take are the type of risk like putting yourself out there, saying something at work and being afraid of being wrong, like taking that type of risk, like speaking up in a work meeting, sharing your ideas at work, starting a business, doing something to stand out, public speaking. Like those are the types of risks that I believe we should take at this time. And again, no, you are not ever 100% protected from risk, but that's life. That's how life works, right? So if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. But what I would say here is I feel like you are protected from risk. So I would take those risks, those types of risks. You have this revenge card. I would be careful of past people. We have Mercury retrograde. So, if you have any past people coming back acting weird, I would be careful of that for sure. You have this achievement cards. We see tons of achievement in this reading. So I feel like it's like you're coming out on top in this reading, Sagittarius. I feel like there are a lot of achievements coming in for you as well. But this looks amazing. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your eclipse.